I remember both times that I have took this test, I've ended up with I'm not joking, all right? I promise I'm not like a crazy elitist person, okay? But I've ended up with debate personality, okay? I'm not joking, all right? It's just I wish it could be different. I don't want to be that, all right? But the both times I've took the test, it's been pretty consistent, okay? Okay. All right, guys, you guys are going to learn a lot of things about me. Let's go. It's going to be horrible. Can you link it? Yeah, sure, I'll link it. Let me see. You can post the link in the chat. It's like front page shit. Here you go. Maybe we should all take it later tonight. Maybe. Okay, you regularly make new friends. Um. Ooh, I'm very terminally online though. And out of all the people I meet terminally online, I don't really make much friends out of them. I would say like I'm friendly with like 99.9% of them, but IRL definitely not. Yeah, it's not like I go to the mall and talk to random strangers and then get their phone number. So I would probably have to disagree. Okay. Complex and novel ideas exciting. I'm also going to explain every choice that I make, okay? Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. Complex and novel ideas. Also, by the way, I just want to say, isn't it like I feel like this question is biased, okay? Because who's not going to say, "Oh my God, I'm just going to glaze myself," right? But you know what? I'm gonna be a contrarian, okay? Because I actually think there is a lot of beauty in simple ideas, all right? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, all right? I'm not gonna lie. Even when it comes to crafting like fictional stories and stuff, um, I think it's just better to have like a more straightforward theme. I find more beauty in straightforward themes than anything else. But like world building could be complicated and I'll be fine with that. Um, so I guess kind of disagree. You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments. Um, oh, I don't know. I'm pretty analytical. Mm, so, but I am emotional. Like I am very influenced by my emotions. So kind of agree. All right. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. Greatly disagree. Okay, I don't even need to explain this one. Same Rishon, I don't know. Usually stay calm, even a lot of pressure. Oh, that is so not true. In college, I am like the definition of having anxiety attacks, all right? I mean, I got through, hey, you know, I got through college, all right, but you know, even under a lot of pressure. Uh, you find the idea of networks or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. Okay, this is going to be very shocking to you guys, okay? It is going to be very shocking to you guys because I do actually find it very daunting, okay? So I would have to agree on this. Okay, I'm not joking. You're probably going like, "Yeah, you know what? It's crazy. You're technically you're like a YouTuber, right? You're kind of you're a business person, right? And like if you really want to use a normie term for it, it's a business person. But then, for me, I'm like, you know, if I was that like focused on networking, I would be reaching out to other content creators in order to get like talks and then interviews and stuff, but I keep to myself. I'm like the introverted version of a content creator, right? You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline. Well, let's see. Kind of agree, I would say. Like, cause I schedule videos ahead of time. I like to do things now than later because I realize that procrastinating usually leads to regret. So yeah, I agree. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data. Um, speak louder to me how? How like disagree a little bit. I think I've become a little bit immune to cringe-worthy like sob stories, so probably disagree a little bit. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. Medium. I mean, I use Google Calendar, but I'm not like a fucking workaholic when it comes to like scheduling and stuff, right? Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. No. I try to keep things in perspective. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Oh, hell no. You're not too interested in discussions about various interpretations and creative works. Highly disagree. Listen, as somebody who first installed Tumblr and Discord because of Undertale, all right, and spent countless days and hours and weeks discussing the plots of these games, okay? Highly disagree, all right? As somebody who spent hours analyzing Batman, Superman, comic book characters, movies, horror movies, all right, it's just, yeah, music, it's yeah. You prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action. Well, yeah, okay, I would agree with this one. Yeah. I would definitely prioritize facts over people's feelings. Fully agree. Yeah, I fully agree. Yeah. You often allow the because yeah, you often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all. These days, fuck. But then I do have a routine, okay? I wake up and I'm like, well, shit. I have to like find things to stream about, right? So I do have a routine, and then I edit right after streaming, and I hang out with the community. So without any schedule at all, does that talk about like various? I have to go to neutral, okay? Because there is a schedule, but there isn't a schedule, right? Because I still stream every day. But yeah, anyway. Yo, Foodshops, I love the streams ever since my dog murked my grandma with terminal leukemia. I've been watching and I'm making it through. Is that like a real comment? You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. Um, no, to people I actually care about, yeah, I do worry about making a good impression, actually. You enjoy participating in team-based activities. If I was team-based, I'll be part of the commentary committee. Disagree a little bit. You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches. No, I like doing what works, so disagree. You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. I mean, you can be honest and sensitive at the same time, right? Right? I, what am I supposed to say? Like, you prioritize over sensitive over. Actually, agree a little bit. I like sprinkling on a little bit of sugar, you know? All right, 30% there. Holy shit. You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas. I mean, considering how much I changed careers and tried out different things throughout my life, I would probably say like agree. Yeah. Yeah, no, fuck. I'll probably say greatly agree. You're prone to worrying about things that take a turn for the worse. Yeah, I actually agree with this too. I'm anxious person. You enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group ones. Agree-ish. All right, I get lonely a little bit. You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. Disagree. Okay, I don't actually do this, right? I don't actually do this. However, is there an alternate timeline in which I am a writer? Yeah. You favor efficiency in decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects. Yeah, I agree a little bit. Listen. I let a bit of emotion into every single one of my practicality. Okay. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. No, disagree. I'm very lazy and procrastinating. Okay. In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others. Um, agree a little bit, but I am cognizant of people's, you know, of what people think, obviously. Usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings. I would typically agree with this, but I have been the person to step forward first before. Like, whenever there's an icebreaker, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, no one wants to go, I'll go first, you know? So, a little bit. Your mood can change very quickly. Yeah, a little bit. You're not easily swayed by emotional arguments. Yeah, I find them a little bit annoying, so, yeah. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. No. Because I do know at least one person in my life who does things even later than I am, but I'll just say here. You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas. Hell yeah. Okay. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. Um, kind of. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Uh, disagree a little bit. When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart. I always. What if my heart just follows the facts? What the fuck? I don't. What am I supposed to say about this? Medium. You find it challenging to maintain. Listen. I'm just an apathetic person. Okay. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule. Nah. Once I get into the flow, once I get into a routine, I'm pretty good at it. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. Nah. I always think about what could be the other outcomes. Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. Um. Yeah. Actually, yeah. I think so. I think they would. You're drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as, I mean, IRL, you know what they say? Oh, that's totally a cat thing. Yeah, that's totally something cat would do. All right, whenever it comes to some kind of like crazy shit. Okay. So, I kind of get that. You're drawn to various forms of creative I am that person in the group, okay? I am that person. Everybody talks about that person from that group. I am that person in the group, okay? You're drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing. Um, Oh yeah, I love that shit. You usually base your choices on objective facts rather than emotional impressions. Um, I mean, like, listen, if Winter told me that 2 plus 2 equals 4, I would say that he's lying, okay? You have a to-do list for every day. Disagree. You rarely feel insecure. Ooh, you know what? Ever since I started taking medication and did therapy, I would probably say, um, it's a little bit less now. I'm like way more open on stream, right? Like doing an IQ test on stream, that is not like that's not insecure shit, right? To do a personality test and a IQ test on stream, right? Okay, shit. Sup foods. Hello, David. So yeah, nah, whatever. Okay, it's okay. Yeah. You avoid making phone calls. Oh, 100%. Dude, just text me. What the fuck? If I want to talk to you, then I'll talk to you. You enjoy exploring unfamiliar area ideas and viewpoints. Hell no. Okay, no. Neutral. I mean, it's whatever. You can easily connect with people you have just met. Yeah, there's always some. I'm a pretty down to earth person. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Um, I go with flow. Okay, it's fine. Yeah. You're still bothered by mistakes you have made a long time ago? Uh, ooh. I mean, there was that time when I killed that kid. But nah, disagree. You're not too interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future? Uh, you know what? You know what? As a Star Trek fan, I am obligated to disagree, okay? Your emotions control you more than you control them. Oh, fuck. I'm a really emotional person, though. So, a little bit, yeah. I'll say so. I'm a very spurgy person. When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than on what is most logical or efficient. Agree a little bit. Agree a little bit. It's not that much. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. Oh, disagree a little bit. I am prone to spontaneous bursts of energy, but Adderall and, Vyvanse really helps with that, okay? I'm not gonna lie. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. Oh, a little bit. I mean, it's kind of their fault, right? If they put me on the pedestal a bit too much. Don't put me on the pedestal, please. You will love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Absolutely. Absolutely agree. Well, yeah, most of the time it's fun, yeah. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. Agree and disagree? Neutral. All right. Some people just have their heads in the clouds, okay? You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres than to quiet, intimate spaces. That really depends, dude. But generally disagree, okay? I can't find myself going to the mall every day. If a decision feels right to you, you often act on it without needing further proof. Disagree. You often feel overwhelmed. Yeah. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. Let's see. Neutral. You prefer tasks that require you to come up with the creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps. Um, okay, if I was given if I was told to make a cake, would I Google it or would I just like slap everything together and call it a day? I disagree. You're more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning when making a choice. Um, Disagree. You struggle with deadlines. Agree a little bit. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Um, I think that we all eventually die. Your gender, don't care. Okay, all right, let's go. What the fuck? It changed. It's no longer the same. INTBT. Oh shit. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. Albert Einstein. As an INTV logician, you preserve a unique blend of intellectual curiosity, analytical prowess, and a penchant for abstract thinking. This is a shut-in, okay? This is a fucking Hikikomori shut-in, okay? All right, stop glazing the fucking... What is this? 68% introverted. Okay. You likely prefer fewer, yet deep and meaningful social interactions and feel drawn to calmer environments. Gay. You're likely very imaginative and open-minded, focusing on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. Gay. You likely focus on objectivity and rationality, putting effectiveness above social harmony. Gay. You're likely very adaptable, easygoing, and flexible, prioritizing spontaneity over stability. Gay. You're likely self-conscious, sensitive to stress, success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve. Gay. Wait, these are all like near the center though, to be fair. All right, like it's kind of like all the way in the middle. Your career path. You thrive in environments that challenge your intellect. Okay, this glaze is disgusting. Okay, hold on. Your weaknesses. Difficulty completing tasks. True. Resistant to structure. True-ish. Under promoting yourself. True. Struggling with practicalities. True. Frequent procrastination. True. Easily distracted. True. Okay. Um, Personal growth. Your strengths. Open to self-improvement. Your weaknesses. What energizes you? Your relationships. Difficulty initiating connections. Emotionally distant. Uncomfortable showing affection. Easily exhausted by socializing. Well, well, this is true. I am easily exhausted, but honestly, you know what? I do it for the community, anyways. Okay, all right. Avoiding emotional discussions, communication oversights. Sorry. Your story, nah, fuck you. Wait, what percentage are people like this? There's 16 in total, right? Low. Okay. Look at these dorks. Nerd. INTP is autistic? Really? Well, there you go. Okay.